Well, hello, and welcome to my very first video. I am the Constant Collager, and I'm about to give you some commentary, and everything in my videos is commentary based in opinion, since, for lack of words, legal reasons. The first thing I'm going to talk about, first video ever, is Hollywood hypocrisy. And I'm going to talk about the Oprah video. Yeah, I know I'm a little bit late, and Mr. Prince Philip has passed away, but I have my views on this video. Some of them may not be very popular. What I know, I don't care. I'm a normie. This is just for this is just a hobby. So let me get started. So, my opinion about the Oprah interview with Meghan and Harry, it was a big joke. Let's be honest. There was no real integrity with the video, and she basically favored her friendship over asking the hard questions. And she didn't even ask Meghan to even give real, lack of words, receipts regarding her racist allegations of racism. And she just like, and very sympathetic. I'm like, to me, that's not very professional. If you look at other interviewers, the hardcore ones, I mean, they're just hard as nails and asking hard questions and, doing their job, which is, I don't think she was doing her job. She got paid a few millions to basically interview her friends. As that's my opinion. And so let's start off with some talking points here. The big one is, she claimed the main reason why Archie did not get a title was because he was biracial. Which, let's be honest, Meghan is like, what, quarter black? She's more white than black. Sorry if that sounds a little bit racist, but it is what it is. But here's the kicker. There is this thing called letter patent, which was written by King George IV. And in the letter, it is stated that the great-grandchildren of the monarch cannot receive titles of prince and princesses unless it is the eldest son of the eldest son of the Prince of Wales, which would be Prince Harry. Now, granted, the Queen did amend that to include all of Prince William's children, but he is the oldest son of the Prince of Wales. He is directly in line to the throne. Now, tell me how that is racism when it is in a letter decreeing that. And would that make the Queen racist? Because they said, oh, well, the Queen and Prince Philip, they weren't the ones that were being racist. It was everybody else. Well, the Queen decides what goes on. And she decided to make this change. Now, however, she did offer that Archie could have been the Earl of Dumbarton. So, if this was his birthright, well, he did have a title, but they were like, no, we want him to be a prince. Or maybe they've just said, oh, that's fine, he don't need a title. I mean, come on now. The lady got caught. The lady just blatantly lied, and everybody's like, oh, yeah, this is a poor woman. She experienced racism, and they wouldn't give her son a title because he's got black in him. I'm like, no. She's just full of shit. And, oh, I don't care. Because I'm a normie, and I got a regular 9-to-5 job. So, yeah. She just, what's so wrong about being a duke, or Earl? And I believe, if I know right, he would eventually inherit, I think he may eventually inherit Harry's title of, was it, I don't even know, Duke of something. I don't give shit. But to me, they're a bunch of big crybabies. And there's no proof that because Archie has black in him, that's why he didn't get a title. I just want to know, where's the proof in that? It just seems like she's selling a line of bullshit. I mean, I think there's more to that situation, and to just, you know, come out and be very disrespectful and accusing people of racism. I mean, that's a typical snowflake card to pull when someone don't get their way, and oh, they're being racist. Oh, they're being sexist. Well, cry me a river. Because the simple fact is, I've got friends who, well, I got a friend who is black, who's experienced racism, has experienced someone calling her an N-word, and she's not a crybaby. And she don't, you know, if something don't go her way, she don't cry racism. You know, something just didn't something didn't go as planned, and, you know, move on at the end of the day. But no, they had to cry and accuse people of being racist. And it's a very, how should I say? It's very ridiculous. They're looking ridiculous. I'm sorry, I just don't believe this claim. And another thing that really kind of bothered me about the interview is Oprah had the perfect time to ask, you know, this, if any interviewer would have wanted to ask this, about Prince Andrew's friendship with Epstein. Now, if you had the perfect, if you knew someone who, you're a journalist, and they are kind of indirectly linked to that situation, wouldn't you ask about that? It seems like Meghan and Harry was doing a real family a favor, or if at least not Prince Andrew a favor, by acting like a little bunch of twits and distracting the public for the simple fact that he was friends with a human trafficker, a man who was trafficking minor girls, teenage girls. And this goes back again, was Oprah's friendships is more important than the integrity of her work. Because another good friend of hers, in my opinion, allegedly, Fergie, Prince Andrew's ex. And Fergie's still, you know, kind of close with Andrew. But kind of seems odd. Have an opportunity to be like, you know, my thing is, was you around Andrew Harley? Would you think when you heard of, you know, him allegedly having sex with one of Epstein's victims? Would you know, just those type of questions, like, were you around him? Did you get creeped out by him? None of that. None of that. That's like a prime opportunity to ask questions like that. I mean, if you've seen the BBC interview, I think it's the BBC, that journalist like hit him hard on the questions. And Oprah did none of those. Oprah didn't ask for receipt. She didn't into that anything. She just, sympathy. Oh, I can't believe it. The family's like that. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, whatever. And poor old Harry, He's a fucking simp. I'm sorry. She has turned that man into a simp. I believe she's a vegan or whatever. He don't eat meat no more. Gave up his guns. Like, he's a simp. A downright simp. Dude, get your balls back. Because you're looking pretty sad. Simping for that woman who should probably move on. She's been married twice before. One of the times she annulled it. And I think she had a boyfriend right before Harry. Ditch that dude because, hey, let's meet a prince. Let's date a prince. Yeah. Chick's a narcissist. I believe she's a narcissist. She looks at Harry like in the interview. Yeah, I think we rehearsed this. You better know what you're saying. You better keep in line, dude. That's my opinion. She kind of looked over at him like, and he looks at her like trying to get approval. Did I say the right things? I'm not going to be beat tonight. You're not going to berate me tonight, are ya? Like, for real. It's a shit show, in my opinion. A total shit show. And, yeah. Hold on, I got notes. So, this is my first video. And, here's another big thing. Those crybabies, like, really irritated me. We're going through a pandemic, right? Many has lost their jobs. Many has been on food stamps for the first time ever in their lives. Da-da-dum! They cry about being cut off. Really? You cry about being cut off. Harry's got millions from his inheritance. From his late mother. And they're crying about being cut off. Boo-hoo-hoo. They don't want to live the simple life in a different state. It was their own damn fault. Shit, you come to my state, buy a house for, I know, way less than $2 million or whatever they're paying for in California. And it'd be a nice size house on a nice size property. No, they had to live in LA with all the false and fake ass hypocritical celebrities that's there. So yeah, it is what it is. They're so ridiculous. I mean, cry me a river. And I mean, and on top of that, they act like they're doing a big thing. They're letting the public know about this royal family, and they're making up. I mean, to me, I think they're just making up allegations because Meghan or whoever didn't get their way, and then they're just throwing a fit. Oh, they're racist. But guess what? You've just done the royal family a favor, or at least Prince Andrew. You're distracting the public. You're distracting the public of their other dirty things that allegedly certain members of the royal family has been doing. And yeah, you did not. They're not exposing nothing. And come on, the royal family. Now, if you look at centuries of how royals were, I wouldn't call them racist. I would call them fucking elitists, in my opinion. Because they only married, for centuries, they only married other royals. And then it dribbled down to, they married other people with titles, and then now other people with money. So it don't have much to do with racism. It has to do with elitism. They're elitist. It's all about money. It's all about what you got. And you know what? Normies like me, I don't care. I live my life. I pay my bills. I pay my taxes. And in the day, I'm fucking satisfied with what I got. And another thing that was so fucking hilarious. Oprah believed her or act like she believed her. Meghan didn't Google her husband. She never Googled Prince Harry. Like, really? I highly doubt that because, I mean, shit, they're always in the news some way or somehow, or, If they're a state visit, it's always on the news. And she didn't Google it and all. There's photos of her in front of Buckingham Palace. She didn't know nothing about Prince Harry. She didn't know he ever existed. Yeah, lady. I highly doubt that. Pretty sure he was bullshitting. But I digress. I mean, you know, it would make more sense if they would say, oh, we left the royal family. Here's back to the Epstein shit. I know. I'll probably be beating that dead horse, but, you know, if I was her and I heard that shit, I'm like, with Epstein and whatnot, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be associated with these people. And if they're going to be cool with Prince Andy and his alleged association with Epstein and, you know, that damning photo of one of Epstein's human trafficking victims that Prince Andy was with. But like, yeah, fuck these people. They're just, yeah, they're disgusting. I mean, and allegedly, and then that's another thing. Allegedly, the story with Prince Andrew was leaked out years before. And that's another thing Oprah could have asked about. How they feel about, did they think the royal family blocked that story of Prince Andrew coming out as being allegedly friends with Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, there's so much greater content Oprah could have gotten out of that interview, but she decided to suck ass because allegedly they're friends. And I'm pretty sure that's the only reason why they done the Oprah interview, because their friend Oprah is not going to be hard on them. And it's going to be okay. And she'll just kiss our ass and act all sympathetic. I mean, the woman's a terrible interviewer. It's a shit show. I'll be honest, it was a shit show to me. I mean, she put too much emotion into the interview, and kissing ass is my opinion. She done. She's like, what? They questioned the baby's skin color? Like, I would have been like, where's the proof? Where's the receipts? Who said this? Who said that? Are they much of a senior member of the family? I mean, not... Yeah, they questioned the baby's race and blah, 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 and yakety schmackety, and yeah, a bunch of bullshit. So, I think I'm about done with my ranting. I will leave the links. I will try to leave links down below. And hopefully I'll be developing my videos better. But I guess this is a good start. And one of my friends has been begging me to do YouTube videos. He's like, oh, Amy, you're a good storyteller. So, yeah. And you'll eventually see the completed collage. So, enjoy your day. Subscribe. Don't subscribe, like, or don't like. I don't give a shit. This is a hobby, and I'm a normie, and I got a job.